Chris, thank you. Continuing in Commitment 2026 coverage, two Republican candidates have advanced to the runoff for South Carolina Attorney General. State Senator Stephen Goldfinch received 40% of the vote, and 8th Circuit Solicitor David Stumbo got almost 36%. Stephen Goldfinch represents Horry and Georgetown counties in the South Carolina Senate. We heard from him at this time on Tuesday. David Stumbo covers Greenwood, Lawrence, Newberry, and Abbeville counties as the role of solicitor. Jane Robelos spoke with David Stumbo in our newsroom.
We welcome David Stumbo. David, this is the state's top prosecutor. It's you and one man. What would you say differentiates you from him more than anything else?
Well, I'm a prosecutor. I've been fighting crime my whole career, Jane, with law enforcement across our state, and my opponent's a politician, career politician. And your chief prosecutor is the AG in our state. You need somebody who's been in the trenches fighting crime. I've prosecuted murders, I've prosecuted child abusers, I've prosecuted domestic violence, I've prosecuted drug cartels, and my opponent has done none of that. And so that's important. That's why we have over 30 sheriffs and solicitors across South Carolina that are endorsing my candidacy, and that is the biggest difference between myself and my opponent.
You have said that one of your priorities as Attorney General will be going after Medicaid fraudsters. How big of a problem is that, and how would you tackle it?
Well, there was some research done last year by Senator Billy Garrett out of Greenwood, and I was able to look at some of this research. And ultimately, we have at least two people that have over $1 million in liquid assets that were on our Medicaid rolls. And there were hundreds that had over $50,000 in liquid assets, way beyond what the income verification is. And so that's a problem. We need to get in and make sure that if there's people defrauding the system, while we have deserving people that are truly poor, elderly, our children on the Medicaid rolls, then we need to make sure that we find who they are, we investigate, we prosecute, and make sure that it's brought to accountability. And
just finding fraud is a big part of the Attorney General's job.
Right.
And that, as you just mentioned, that could bring a lot of money actually back into the state.
Yes, 100%. We don't need to be wasting these tax dollars that our hardworking citizens are putting into the system. We need to make sure that we're taking care of core functions of government. And so often our law enforcement officers aren't making hardly enough to have a livable wage. I mean, I've talked to Sheriff Hobart Lewis here in Greenville, who's fighting for a higher pay for his deputies. That's like all over the state. And so when we're wasting tax dollars, those are dollars that could be spent on core functions like helping our law enforcement officers that are keeping us safe.
Well, you mentioned that you do have a lot of support of law enforcement. They're all telling us that they're seeing a new wave of human trafficking, a new wave of drug trafficking, largely supported by big crime cartels. How would you take that on?
Well, we need to raise awareness, Jane. Right now, so many people don't realize what's going on under the surface. But if you talk to our investigators here, even locally in Greenville County, in the city of Greenville has done tremendous work to uncover victims that are being trafficked in this area, right here in Greenville, and brought these traffickers to justice. We charged them. They have pending cases even right now. And so if you talk to Captain Alia Paramore over at the city of Greenville, she's doing tremendous work in that area. We have other investigators around South Carolina that are doing the same, and we need to support them from the AG's office in Columbia and build this human trafficking task force to even a greater level.
And finally, what would you say is the biggest security threat to South Carolinians, and how would you tackle that?
Well, again, I think we found that there's illegal immigration that's coming to our state, and there's people coming across our borders during the Biden years in particular. Now we have a border that's a little more secure, but still we had millions of folks coming to our country that are not only in South Carolina but across the nation. We need to make sure that we're finding who they are, because there's a lot of folks that came across that have come over and are working jobs and are doing those sorts of things. There's others that are criminals, and we need to get after them and make sure they're not a threat to our people here.
Thank you so much, David Stumbo. We appreciate so much your time. And we want to remind our viewers, too, that the winner of this runoff will face Democrat Richard Rissick in the November general election.